guys, you're watching Cait Straight Up and I'm Caitlin, and today we are going to make ham and honey and cheese biscuits. It is the perfect recipe for your leftover holiday ham. It's absolutely delicious. There's a couple little surprise fun ingredients to it and you're going to love it. Best part, this recipe couldn't be easier, and these honey ham biscuits are to die for. So let's get started. You're going to start by cooking a Pillsbury Grand biscuit just as you normally would by the packaging, 350 degrees for about 13 minutes. Now, you're not going to want to overcook them until they're a real golden brown, because we're going to actually open them up like this and pop them back into the oven once we have our other ingredients all ready to go. While your biscuits are cooking for that 13 minutes, you can make your honey butter. I have about 2 tablespoons of butter here, and we're going to add to it about 1 tablespoon of honey. Now, I actually have a truffle honey here from Wegmans that I was so happy that I found for this recipe when I first started making it, because I love truffle. I know some people like put their nose up to it and they're like, oh, truffle, truffle. But no, I love it. I think it's delicious. Who doesn't love it? It's honestly to die for. So I actually use a truffle honey, but regular honey is fine as well. And we're going to put in about a tablespoon, or just about like a half of what you did of your butter. So then we're just gonna mix it together here in our mixing bowl, and this is gonna be a spread that we're gonna actually lay out onto our biscuits. So our biscuits are gonna be extra buttery and delicious. They're gonna have that honey in it, and in my case, it's gonna have that truffle honey from Italy that just makes it super special. If you're not a honey person but wanna try this recipe, you could also do it with like a honey mustard, or if you're really not a honey person where you don't even like honey mustard, any plain mustard would do as well. So feel free to swap. If you don't want sweet honey on your biscuits, go ahead and have some mustard. So your biscuits should just split right open. You shouldn't even have to really get a knife or anything. And once they're all open like this, we're going to go ahead and put some of that honey butter on. We're going to leave our oven at the 350 degree temperature, because once we get them assembled, we're going to pop them back in for a few more minutes. The ham that you're going to use for this recipe is just regular old ham. Now, if it's not after a holiday and you want to make this, regular old sliced lunch meat ham would work. But this is a great way to use up all of that extra holiday ham. Just dice it up into small pieces like this, and you have yourself a completely original dish, you know, because you're tired of having the same thing with your leftovers. So if you have a holiday ham or a ham steak, go ahead and dice it like this. Otherwise, regular old ham lunch meat would work as well. So then we're going to just take our honey butter and just spread it out onto our biscuit, and we're going to do that for both sides of every biscuit. We want these to be super buttery and delicious, so just do a nice thin layer on both sides of all your biscuits. So once we have our butter all laid out on our biscuits, we're going to go ahead and put some cheese on it. So I just like to do a Swiss cheese, keep it nice and simple. So I take a regular old slice of Swiss, I cut it in half in a cute little triangle like this, and then I just put them right onto my biscuits here, and it's gonna get so melty around it, and they're gonna be pretty epic. So I kind of can't wait to eat these myself. And then you're just gonna take your ham pieces that you diced up and drop them in right on top. So really, there doesn't have to be perfect here. You're going to want to put more than 2 there. Come on, Caitlin. But just go ahead and put your ham right on top. It's actually going to melt pretty well into the cheese. And then we're going to actually close our biscuits up once they come out of the oven, but we're going to leave them open so that all the cheese melts nice and evenly. So if you have your deli meat ham, go ahead and do that. If you have your ham left over from the holidays, you could do it like I'm doing now. And then once all of this is assembled, we're going to go back into a 350 degree oven for about 10 minutes. You'll know that they're done when the cheese is melted and they look epic and you want to eat them. And there you have it. After 10 minutes, you have delicious melted ham and cheese biscuits, and the real treat to this is that honey butter. These are absolutely delicious. You guys are going to love them. It's perfect for your leftover Easter ham, and once you put them on top of each other like this, and get them all gooey, ooey, and delicious, it's going to be so good. You're going to love it. Make sure to subscribe to Cait Straight Up for more fun recipes like this one every Tuesday. Find me on Instagram, Cait Straight Up Cooking, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Oh my God. Truffle butter, baby. So good.